guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to the first film in our Samurai Week. I thought I'd give us a little break from the horror. I've been full on this year with some of the horror films. I thought we'd have a look at some samurai films this week because that's another huge genre that I absolutely adore. And tonight we're looking at Criterion's release of The Sword of Doom. Released here on Criterion. So before we get to anything, let's have a look at the edition. So here it is, guys. Here is the physical release of The Sword of Doom, released here on Criterion, one of my favourite labels. And I have to say, this is definitely one of the best samurai covers I've ever seen. This is a samurai movie. Let's just open the release. Try and take my sticker off, as I try to always do with my Criterion releases. So it is a 12 certification. This one is number 280 in the collection. It's 1966. It runs for 121 minutes and it is black and white in colour with Japanese with English subtitles. It comes, the disc is on Blu-ray, and I believe this is going to be a small booklet, like leaflet sort of booklets that they tend to do now on Criterion, with the cast and an essay by Jeffrey O'Brien called Calligraphy in Blood. And that is the physical release of The Sword of Doom on Criterion. I absolutely adore the cover of the film. I think it's classic, it's just classy, it's just wonderful, amazing cover. Is there any special features? So here we are, guys, on the main menu of The Sword of Doom. Let's just have a look to see if there is any special features. We do have a trailer on here of the film. We have a commentary, and that is pretty much it. So there is no real special features on here apart from a commentary and a trailer. That is the special features on The Sword of Doom. So extremely light on the special features there, just a commentary and a trailer. But again, it's 1966. There probably wasn't any sort of documentaries made about this film. But you know what it is. It's better than nothing, I suppose. But let's get to the story. Ryunosuke. This is what this is about. It's about a samurai called Ryunosuke, he's brutal. He's not a very nice samurai. He's a bit evil, if you say. Right at the beginning of the film, we've got a young girl and her grandfather just climbing up a mountain and gone to this shrine, and she's gone to fetch some water for him, and our samurai Ryunosuke turns up and kills the grandfather for no reason whatsoever. And then we cut to him in his local town, and he's living with his I believe his wife at the time, and he's been approached because he's got to have a fight with this other samurai guy. Trying to remember, and I'm so bad with names. I think it's probably best if I get out my booklet, because it does have the cast here. Let's have a little look. Yes, he is supposed to have a fight with, his name is Bunajo, and he's supposed to have a fight with him, but people are asking him to let Bunajo win, because of the sort of family having problems at the moment, and if he loses, it'll be a disgrace to the whole family. So this fight taking place isn't supposed to be with swords, it's with wooden swords, where they sort of battle for, like, almost like a boxing for a duel fight, if you like, but not for to kill anyone. It's just for prestige. Anyway, his sister, who's called Hammer, she goes to try and plead with him and stuff like this, and he makes a deal with her. If she gives herself up to him, she will let her brother win. So they end up going to the barn where he forces himself upon her, and sort of she's very reluctant, and he forces herself on her. I suppose it's even like a rape scene, if you like. We don't see it, but anyway. And then we get to the next day where they have the battle, and Hammer goes to Bonajo, who's actually her husband. She says it's his brother, but it's not her husband, and he asks for a divorce because he's found out that she's been with this other samurai, our main samurai, who is played by. So Royniski is played by. I haven't got my glasses with me. I think it's Tatsuo Nakadai, I believe, is the actual actor that plays Ryosuke. Anyway, he finds out and asks for a divorce, and he's full of rage and anger. So he goes to this fight competition to fight Royniski, and it turns into like a duel. And then the guy that's in charge, like the referee, calls it a draw. Just as he calls it a draw, Bonoji makes a strike for him with the wooden sword, but he gets struck in the head by Royniski and gets killed and dies. And then he leaves the competition, Royniski, and is heading towards back home, and he's approached by Hammer, the wife, and she tells him about him asking for divorce and all this, and telling him that there's a plot ahead and that there's loads of samurais hiding to take him out. And so he goes forth, ignoring her in a sense, and all these samurais come out to sort of attack him, but he manages to kill them all, about 20 of them. He works his way through them as they come at him one by one. And I think he's quite grateful for Hammer. So then we sort of join in the future, a couple of years. This is around the sort of 1690s. This is sort of based 1680s, 1690s, and Hammer is now the wife of Royniski. So that they've had a child, and they're living this life as he's changed his name to Yoshida, and he's going out doing killings for people. He's turned into almost like a bounty hunter. So he's doing all these sort of killings, and the group that are asking for him to do these killings are getting him to kill important people and important samurais and shoguns and stuff. So all this sort of things carrying on. And then we meet another samurai called, is it Haimato? I think his name's Haramoto, and he is the brother of Bonojo. And we also meet the sister of them, and she is called is it Omatsu, and she's a pretty young woman. And then it sort of turns as they sort of stumble across him and realize who he is. Revenge sort of comes a target in this film, and in the film goes into these family members trying to revenge the killing of their brother. But this samurai is just pure evil, and I suppose the Sword of Doom is just basically saying that because he's quite an evil samurai, he's quite merciless, he's got no mercy or anything. He even kills his wife in the film, Hammer. She gets killed by him later in the film. He doesn't care, and I suppose it's saying that he's been possessed by this sword, and this sword is possibly evil and taking over his brain into a stage where he actually goes a little bit mad. But you need to watch it all and find out to see what happens. Let's get to the final verdict. Now, to me, this is an absolute essential samurai film. It's a 10 out of 10 all the way. It's absolutely fantastic. It's just breathtaking. It's just so cool, and especially the last sort of 10 minutes where we had the final sort of battle down. It's one of the best staged fights I've seen in many years. It's absolutely wonderful. Really, really cool. The pluses of the edition, it looks stunning. It is black and white. It is 1966. But it looks amazing. It's so cool. And for the time, we have quite a bit of gore going on in the film. We have severed limbs, we have dismemberment, we have all this sort of stuff going on, but in black and white. Not as graphic as a lot of other sort of samurai films that we may be looking at later in the week. Maybe. But it certainly has it in there. There's blood splatterings going everywhere and things like this. And it's a wonderful, wonderful story. It's so in depth because it's like he has become this sort of shunned samurai, if you like, and he's kind of like doesn't care what people think about him. So people are using him for like an assassin to go out and assassinate people that are important, and he's willing to go along with it. It's so cool, guys. Sword of Doom, 10 out of 10. Check it out if you haven't. Really cool. Massive shout out to my lad. See you soon, guys.